By the end of this video, you're going to know exactly how to be instantly approved for the Capital One SavorOne card, the full application process, as well as the secret to maximizing all your cash back. Friendly reminder to watch until the end because I'm also going to share with you a secret hack to maximize your cash back and even convert your cash back into travel miles. And before we talk about the instant approval and the full application process, let's first talk about why the SavorOne card beats out the competition like the Amex Everyday and the Chase Freedom Unlimited. Unlike most cash back cards, the SavorOne gives you 3% cash back on dining, groceries, and entertainment with no annual fee. Important to note that it's also the easiest one to be approved for out of all the competitors, but more on that later. On the other hand, the Chase Freedom Unlimited does give you 1.5% cash back on everything, but it's not targeted on high value categories like dining and groceries. In the same way, the Amex Everyday card does give you cash back on groceries, but then it lacks in the dining and entertainment category, which is why the Capital One SavorOne is the best all-around option. And don't forget, I'm going to be sharing with you a way to convert all this cash back on the SavorOne to miles towards the end of the video. Real quick, I wanted to let everyone know, please do not be afraid to leave a comment down below. Your question is probably someone else's question as well. There's no stupid questions around here. Drop a comment below. I'm going to do my best to answer every single one, so thank you so much in advance. But first, let's talk about the application process. The first step to being instantly approved, whether it be this card or other credit cards that I talk about on this channel, is taking advantage of the pre-approval feature. Basically, this lets you see if you have an offer or a good chance of being approved without actually doing a hard inquiry, meaning this won't impact your credit score. Important to note, this credit card likes a credit score of 670 or higher, but if you're not at that credit score, not to worry, I'm going to share with you a trick towards the end or next part of this video on how to turn that denial into an approval, but let's finish this up first. So this is what the pre-approval tool looks like. I just helped a client walk through it and get approved for a $5,000 credit limit, so I will walk you through it as well. So click this button and then click here. Fill out your information, hopefully this name works, and then click next. After you fill out your address, we get to this question, which is super important. If you're employed, great, you fill out your employed and put your occupation. But for my people out there who are also self-employed, you still want to put that you're employed, but just put the name of your company. Gives a little more continuity in the application, and you're completely allowed to do this. Now this step, when they ask you about your income and your total rent or mortgage, brings up an important opportunity. As you can see here, for your income, Capital One allows you to use child support, separate maintenance income, spouse's income if they're under the same roof and they're able to help out if something goes the wrong way, full part-time income, seasonal income, and much more to be approved for the application. The rest of the pre-approval tool is pretty self-explanatory, so let's get back to the video. Alright, so after you fill all that out, you'll be able to see if you have a good chance of being approved by Capital One. If you did, great, and I'm excited for you. If not, not to worry, I'm also going to share things in the next part that will help you out to get approved. For the people who are pre-approved, you can go ahead and proceed to the full application. Important to note, at this time, you will get the hard inquiry because Capital One will check your credit report to determine if you're actually approved. But for the people who weren't approved and for the people who weren't pre-approved, if you send in the full application and you're denied, then I recommend doing this, which is the reconsideration line. Basically, you can call this number that I'm going to put on the screen here, and you could speak to a live representative from the underwriting department, and you could speak to them, plead your case, hopefully overturn your application, and get approved for the credit card. I've personally used that in the past and helped many other people use it as well, so I know that it works. But now that you hopefully have the card, let's talk about how to maximize your cash back, convert those cash back into miles, and ultimately just 3 times your rewards. So as you know by watching this video so far, that this card is primarily a cash back card. But when you pair it with other Capital One cards that have travel rewards in the travel portal, like my favorite, the Capital One Venture X, you're now eligible to transfer your cash back points into travel miles, and it gets way better. So some quick math, let's say you're getting 3% cash back on dining and groceries, you could transfer those to miles at a 1-to-1 ratio. So we'll call that a 1 cent per mile. But if you transfer those to travel partners in the travel portal, then you can effectively get up to 3 times your cash back or your travel miles. Think travel partners like Air Canada or British Airways, and I'll share my travel portal here so you can get a better understanding. Also, very important to note that we can take this even further and get up to 10x rewards. But to take this even further, let me show you how you can double these rewards even after taking advantage of everything I shared with you so far. So if you remember from before, when you use the Capital One travel portal, especially with your Venture X card, you get 10x on hotels, rental cars, flights, and things like that. But what most people don't know is that when you use your cash to book one of those travel vacations in the portal, you can go back in using this feature I'm going to put on the screen right here, and you can technically wash away that vacation or wash away that charge on your statement as long as it's coded as travel purchase using this redemption option, and you're effectively still getting your 10x miles because you technically bought the vacation in cash, but you used your point redemption to wash away the charge. So consider it free miles and free rewards. But let's say you don't care about rewards and you simply just want a higher credit limit. Capital One has a beautiful feature that after 3 months of having the credit card and being responsible, you can ask for a credit line increase. In some cases, I personally have gotten over double my credit limit, so I started with 10 or 20,000 on the Venture X, and now I'm at 40,000. You're probably thinking, well, why 10 or 20,000? I started with 10, called the reconsideration line, got upgraded to 20, increased my credit limit after a few months, and now I'm at 40,000. To reiterate, now you know how to be instantly approved for this credit card, how to convert your cash back into travel miles when pairing it with other Capital One cards, as well as double your rewards with a simple stacking trick. So if you're ready to apply, check out the pre-approval links and my affiliate links that help support my page in the description. Thank you so much for using them in advance, and I also recommend checking out this video right here. YouTube thinks is best for you. Thank you so much for watching, and see you next time.